Hey everyone, this is Demari. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And today I'm going to be doing the July 2020 monthly tarot reading for the sign of Libra. Please keep in mind this is a general reading, so it's not going to apply to each and every one of you. However, you can take a look at this month's reading in regards to your Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus signs. So do take a look at your natal chart, see the corresponding zodiac signs, and see which video's title resonates for you most. As I said, it's a general reading, so don't stress if it doesn't fit your situation, or if only certain aspects do. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. So before I go into the reading itself, just want to say a quick thank you to everyone who's been liking, commenting, subscribing. It means the absolute world to me to get your support. So thank you for taking the time to also share my videos, to leave your thoughts and let me know how this resonates with your situation. I do read all the comments, so I really appreciate you taking the time to share your story with me. Also, I have a couple of quick announcements. First thing I'd just like to say is due to July being my birthday month, I will be celebrating by offering a 10% discount on all tarot readings, okay? And that's for the entire month of July. So if you would like to book a personal reading with me, please go to my Facebook page, the link for which is in the description box below, and you can also find it here. So if you would like to book a reading with me, please have a look at the services tab, have a look at the spreads I provide and the pricing. Just keep in mind that that doesn't include the 10%, so you'll need to calculate that as well to know what the price will be in this time, or at this time rather. And then don't forget to send me a DM so I can talk to you about the type of reading that you would like to have with me. Secondly, the second announcement I have is that I will be hosting a bonus Instagram live tarot reading for all of the zodiac signs. So I'm really excited to do it. It's the first time I've done a live reading on Instagram, so it's going to be a lot of fun. If you aren't following me already, if you go to my channel and click on the Instagram icon on my banner, you'll be then taken to my page and you can hit the follow button. That way you can easily tune in to the live when it takes place and you don't miss a thing. I will put an announcement video up because I'm not sure what date and time I'll be doing that yet, but it'll definitely be fairly soon in the month of July for sure. So keep an eye out for that announcement. It's going to be awesome. Okay, so now going into your reading and seeing what's in store for you this time in the month of July, Libra. So just to let you know, first of all, I will be using a Celtic cross style spread, using the Wild Unknown Tarot to get the main messages, and then clarifying further with the intuitive. As I primarily read intuitively, that's what you can expect from me. All right. So I've already shuffled your cards, but I will be shuffling them a couple of times on camera as well. And we'll get into it. So Libra, what's going on for you in July? Lots of significant changes taking place for everybody at the moment from what I'm seeing. Huge transformations, huge shifts. A lot of things coming up from the shadow to be released and healed. So the shadow work readings are going to be particularly interesting, no doubt, for the second half to the end of the month. So I recommend checking that out when I get to those. But yeah, we'll see what's coming up for you when it comes to the situations that are playing out, your emotions, things that are being released and healed, and things of that nature. Okay, so I think we're ready. Let's get into it. So your present circumstances, Libra, you have the Ace of Cups in reverse, water energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. So there's something that's creating a lot of sadness in your life right now. It could be that a situation that you've been in for some time is coming to an end. It's possible that a relationship is coming to an end, or perhaps there are a number of factors in your life that are currently making you very unhappy, and you know that turning a blind eye isn't going to resolve the issue. You know that you have to address the source of your unhappiness because, it's making you unhappy. It's something significant. So we'll see what that could be pertaining to when we get into the clarifications. But it's possible it could be in regards to a relationship or something you've invested a lot of time in, or something significant in your environment is shifting. So in regards to your challenge at this time, you have the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so yeah, you're being asked to really look within and take care of your own stability, your own feelings of abundance, right? So you may be taking a look at your financial situation and seeing how you can overcome the challenges that you're faced financially, if that's an aspect, or if your environment is shifting, looking at where you would then move to, where you would relocate to, if you're having to leave, physically leave an environment. You may also be looking at how you can best use the resources that you have available to you in order to overcome certain challenges. So again, we'll see what that could be pertaining to when we clarify. In regards to your recent past, you have the Three of Wands in reverse, fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So you're having to really think about what would your golden opportunity look like? Because I feel like in the past, you were trying to manifest certain changes in your life, but it may have been quite vague. You may not have been getting specific enough to see, the desired results that you were looking for. So perhaps you're realizing that maybe what you were manifesting was not clear enough, right? It was a general, vague kind of wish, but there was no real structure to it. There wasn't anything concrete that you were asking for specifically. And perhaps you're realizing that may have been a mistake. So you may have seen certain things play out in your environment that didn't bring you any closer to your goal, essentially. So you're reevaluating how you will now go about that moving forward. In the near future, you have the Empress in reverse, so Taurus energy. You could be dealing with a Taurus. Either way, I feel like you understand that any seeds that you feel compelled to sow need to also germinate from within, right? So whatever your intentions are in the outer world, you need to start by embodying that energy within, right? You're understanding that process now. But you might be struggling with that though. I feel like you're aware of that and you're wanting to do some work within yourself in order to heal, to feel aligned, grounded, to feel very much like you can step into the space of the Empress. So perhaps, you were thinking of your future in regards to having a family or settling down or taking a significant step forward, in your relationship, or, as I said, settling down in some ways, planting your roots somewhere that you felt comfortable and you felt would be stable. But now this shift has taken place. Now that something has changed in your environment, you've been forced to uproot. It makes you feel less grounded. It makes you feel unstable, right? But now it's asking you to find that stability within yourself, regardless of where your feet may currently be planted. Okay. So in regards to your feelings, then, you have the Six of Wands, right? So fire energy. And I feel like with this being in your feelings, it's like you're aware that you are capable, right? No matter what the circumstances is, while you are feeling this sadness and knowing that you're having to make a change that isn't necessarily easy for you, it comes with a feeling of loss or regret or remorse. You know that ultimately you're going to be fine, that regardless of the situation, wherever you decide to plant your feet, whatever happens next, you will find a way to make it work. You'll find a way to make it work for you, right? So you still have confidence in that and yourself, which is really important. Even though you might feel a little bit unstable and not sure of where you're headed, you still have that confidence and belief in yourself, which is really important. And I'm glad that that's the case, Libra. Okay, so in regards to what's crowning you at this time, so what's within your power to affect, you have the High Priestess in reverse. So water energy again, right? So you're being called to really look at where are you ignoring possibly signs and hints that are helping you to take certain decisions, take calculated risks, reassess what needs to be done, right? Because you might be turning a blind eye to something intentionally, or you might not be seeing something. because its outward appearance is different to how it truly is. So there could be an element of that going on. I feel like once it is clear, you'll then need to speak up on this subject, express your thoughts and feelings on the subject once you are clear of what it truly is, how it truly is taking shape, or what the situation actually was, as opposed to how it seems on the surface. In regards to your advice, you have the Chariot, so Cancer energy, right? You could be dealing with a Cancer, especially with that Ace of Cups in the center of the reading, but not necessarily. Either way, I feel like you're being asked to move forward swiftly towards your happiness, towards what is going to help you overcome these challenges, whatever's going to help you to feel like you're in control, that you're capable, that you are adaptable, that you can, easily, just adapt to situations and just getting adaptable, you're flexible, right? But you're still very clear in what it is that you want, that the route might take a different form, right? The route may change, you may change direction, but the goal, where you're trying to get, like the destination doesn't change, right? So that's what you're kind of being asked to do, like focus on the destination, don't worry too much about the journey. The journey is the interesting part, right? As long as you keep the destination in mind, then you will reach it, one way or another. But understand that your journey is not going to be linear. It's going to be full of twists and turns, and that's going to be in sometimes exciting, sometimes scary, sometimes risky, sometimes feels quite safe, sometimes it feels kind of mundane, but that's kind of how it is. It's very up and down. That's how life is. So in regards to your external influences, so this can be environments, places, people, scenarios, everything outside of yourself at this time. You have the Mother of Cups in reverse, so water energy, again, could very well be dealing with Cancer. But regardless, with the Queen of Cups in reverse, I feel like, emotionally, you're very turbulent at this time. But I feel like you go between being very overly emotional and it may be just spilling out everywhere on the surface to kind of being numb. You go between the two extremes. Like you're so emotional that you end up just being depleted, right? So you might find yourself that you're crying a lot at the moment and you're pining for someone, especially if you are breaking up with someone or someone has walked away from a connection. You may feel like this pining energy. You're pining for them, or they are pining for you, because this could be the other person, bearing in mind. This is not necessarily your energy, but I feel like this could very well be the person you're dealing with if it isn't your energy. That they could be the one pining for you and feeling kind of needy and codependent and, wanting you back in their lives, right? And even if they're not feeling needy and codependent, they are missing you a hell of a lot, and it's their emotions are spilling out all over the place until eventually they get to this point where they can't cry anymore. They're numb, right? And then that's when the things can get really weird and complicated for you, because I think generally, I feel like this could be the other person that you're dealing with. I feel like maybe for one or two of you, that could be your energy, but for the most part, I think that's actually the person you're dealing with. And, and you've kind of struggled with that, because you don't generally tend to get in that energy so much. Generally you kind of are quite emotionally balanced, or even, in some cases a bit detached, and not in a bad way, but in a good way. And, so this kind of energy is really weird for you. So for those of you where this is the other person, you might be struggling with that a little bit because you don't know what to do or say or how to manage that kind of energy, especially when there's distance involved. So you'll have to use your emotional intelligence on that one, okay? So in regards to your hopes at this time, you have the Daughter of Pentacles in reverse. So this is the Page of Pentacles in reverse. I feel like you want to start afresh. You want to detach. You're like, I want to remove myself from these circumstances, but at the same time, the prospect of starting over is kind of like daunting, right? Because you've probably had to do this multiple times. It's not the first time you've had to start again or, you know, uproot from one location to another, you know, change of circumstances or environments in some capacity. So you're like, I can't believe I have to do this again. Like, I've already done this on so many occasions and now I have to do this again. So it's like, yeah, the idea of it is like, okay, like I do kind of want to detach. I do kind of want to not be so invested in my current circumstances, at least physically. But at the same time, you're like, I really don't like the idea of having to start from scratch. Like, I'd rather just be able to, you know, maybe just do a slight shift, you know, not change my whole circumstances, but maybe just change house or maybe just, you know, do things slightly differently. But no, I have to change everything again. And you're just like, oh, I don't know. Like, I'm hoping I can find a way where I can avoid too much upheaval at all costs. You're like, I'd rather just it be a smooth transition rather than having this, you know, a bunch of things that I have to sort out pretty much. In regards to your fears, you have the Death in reverse. So at the same time, this is what I'm saying. I feel like, you know, Scorpio energy, by the way. So you could have it in your chart, be dealing with Scorpio. But regardless, I feel like with that, it's like kind of what I was just saying about your hopes. It's like, I want change, but at the same time, I'm so scared of this change coming in because, you know, it's like so many things are going to change all at once. It's not just like, you know, small subtle things. These are big things. But at the same time, I'm afraid that if I don't take the opportunity now and do something to change things, then nothing's going to change and I'm just going to be even more miserable. So it's like being very back and forward, you know, sort of going back and forth in your head between really wanting this change and not wanting it. You know, wanting things to be easy and smooth, but at the same time needing a significant change, right? So you're very like between two minds on that is what I'm getting. And then as a potential outcome, you have the Knight of Cups, right? So Son of Cups, this is more water energy. Some of you are definitely dealing with a water sign, probably a Cancer or a Scorpio. Scorpio Cancer comes in strongly, especially with all this water energy here. But I feel like, yeah, the situation is very emotionally charged, right? And I think that you are going after your happiness. One way or another, you're like, my happiness is my focus. And I need to go after that and create it for me, no one else, pretty much, right? That's the energy I'm getting from that. I need to do this for my sake, for my happiness. No one else is responsible for that. So therefore, I need to take the initiative. But that's good. That's a very good way to approach it. Okay, so let's see what the intuitive has to say about these messages. So it's good. It's kind of like there are some things that are happening seemingly outside of your control, but you're also taking control and taking action where it's needed. So that's very positive, Libra. You know, you're doing well on that front for sure. Because it's not easy, especially when you're dealing with not only your own emotions, but the emotions of others. And it's something that is very supercharged, or there's a lot of attachment involved. It can be quite tricky. But you seem to be dealing with this pretty well, considering. Okay. So let's see what the intuitive has to say. So clarifying your present circumstances, the Ace of Cups in reverse here. You have the Seven of Wands in reverse and the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. So Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. You are essentially realizing that you're unhappy because you allow your boundaries get overtrodden. And when you allow people to move beyond your boundaries and there's imbalance, it moves you further away from accomplishing your goal, because you're like, that, you know, if I'm not asserting my own, like, for example, if I have a certain boundary, if I have certain principles and I constantly bend those principles for the sake of this connection, then I am sabotaging this vision I have of my Ten of Cups, right? What, I mean, Ten of Cups, Ten of Cups and also Ten of Pentacles, what that means to me. Because the more I bend on that, the less likely I am to accomplish that, have that stability, that, you know, perfect, happy family life, whatever that means to you. It doesn't have to be family, but it's like wanting to settle down and, you know, have your life figured out and just be in a moment of bliss of having that family life, that structure, that stability, the commitment, you know, it's that sort of energy, however it applies to your situation. So you're understanding where for too long or for too many times in your life, you've bent the rules, your own rules, to accommodate others, you know, habits or ways of living or ways in which they want to go about their lives, even though it doesn't align with your vision, and you're realizing that now. So you're doing something about it. In regards to your challenge, the Nine of Pentacles here, you have the Three of Pentacles and the Two of Wands in reverse. So yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Like now you're really focusing on what you have in order to create this stability for yourself, you know, what resources you have, where you feel abundant, how to manage your finances, how to best put yourself in a new environment that's going to be nourishing for you, that's going to help you feel like you're taking positive steps towards this vision, right? And you're understanding now that that may require certain investments in your skills, certain investments in, you know, putting money down in order to have this safe, secure, grounded environment for yourself, right? So you may have to sign some contracts, come to some agreements, right, in order to make that happen. You might even start studying again, right, because there's something in particular that you want to accomplish that will assist you on this path. So you might pick up a study, do a course, go back to university. You might do some training in some capacity, because right now you're feeling like, okay, I'm not feeling at my best because I've been so focused on what everyone else wants from me and what I can give to this situation, rather than what I should be giving back to myself in order to feel like I can really make progress towards this goal, right? So in regards to your recent past, the Three of Wands in reverse, we got 2 3s already here. Interesting. So you have the 10 of Swords. You got 10 of Swords and the 10 of... What did you have? Yeah, the 10... Was it the 10 of Pentacles? Yeah. So we've got 2 10s already on the table. 10 of Swords and the 9 of Cups in reverse. So this is what I'm talking about. Endings, changing, shifting, you know. Things coming to an end for something else to begin. So yeah, you understood that maybe you were not clear on what it is that you wanted. So you ended up attracting more of the same rather than something that was actually going to bring you your wishes, your true heart's desire, right? It was actually more of the same shit, pretty much is what I'm getting here with that 10 of Swords energy. More of the same shit. And it was far from what you wanted. But you're understanding now the importance of creating your own happiness and manifesting clear goals, you know, being very, very clear and concise on what it is that you want. Okay. In regards to your near future, the Empress in reverse here, you have the 7 of Cups and you have the 3 of Swords. So there we go, 3 3 3. So Ascendant Master energy here and self-mastery. Ascension. So this is it. This is you overcoming your own obstacles, you overcoming your own limitations and boundaries, and understanding the need to set healthy boundaries with others too. And I feel like with this case, you know, as you're understanding that you need to work on yourself in this way, you know, and look at aligning yourself with the right energy so you can manifest from a place of abundance and considering the possibilities, exploring your dreams and different pathways rather than manifesting from a place of fear, of loss or pain, then you're going to see very different results, right? But even when you're exploring these new pathways, I feel like you are still going to be carrying quite a lot of pain that you're trying to release. Of course, you know, it's a process. It's not going to happen overnight. But I feel like there may be something that you're holding on to that you're ready to let go of, right? That it's time to let go of. You're being called to release it. And I think you'll be aware at that time of what that is. So it's important that when you get to that point and you feel that need to release it, that you're able to, right? Because at that point, it'll be a case of you choosing to hold on to it. So it'll be time to release something in order to go after something else. Okay. In regards to your feelings then, the 6 of Wands, you have the 10 of Cups in reverse and the World card. Yeah, you're understanding. Again, 3 10s. This is crazy. So you're understanding that, yeah, that regardless of what happens, you know, okay, you might not have reached your goal yet, but you have so many ways in which you can, you know, go about accomplishing that, right? The possibilities are endless, especially with that 7 of Cups there in your near future. You're going to see that. But this is giving you a new opportunity to start afresh, start a new cycle, a new chapter, and explore what does true abundance look like to you, emotional fulfillment and abundance look like to you. Because perhaps that's changed. Maybe you don't want it in the same way that you did before. Perhaps you're not focusing on the same outcome at this point that you were previously. You know, or maybe you've shifted the goalpost, so that's further down the line and there's something else that you find is more pressing, and that's what you're trying to manifest. But I can see there's definitely a shift here. There's a change of direction, change of looking at things, a new worldly perspective. Perhaps you'll travel elsewhere, move countries even, you know, with that World card. Because you're feeling like where you are right now is not somewhere you're going to call home in the long term. So perhaps you're feeling the urge to move. Or perhaps part of this pain that you're experiencing is the fact that you have to leave a place that you were ready to call home because of visa issues, maybe because of lockdown or family issues or whatever, right? But you're determined to make it, you know, a comeback, right? You're determined to get back. You're like, one way or another, I will come back. Or one way or another, I might be stuck here right now, but this is changing. I'm going to be free soon. I'm going to be moving towards this new place that hopefully one day I can call home. And even if I don't, then I will gain something valuable from this experience and I'll keep moving towards that goal, right? So in regards to your advice here, the Chariot, Cancer energy, you have the 9 of Pentacles again, and you have this 5 of Cups in reverse. So your advice here is to realize that the abundance that you seek comes from within. So like I said, getting your energy right, aligning heart, body, and spirit with your true will, and then you'll be able to manifest without any doubt, right? You'll be straight towards what it is that you're trying to accomplish, you know, with all aspects of yourself in alignment. That's how you make it happen. But realizing first and foremost that all of the abundance you seek already lies within, and that the best thing you can do to release any burdens from the past, like free yourself from the burdens of the past, release any heavy weight, anything that weighs heavy on your mind and your heart, is to turn away from the pain. It's not like denying that the pain exists or that you experienced it or that it was difficult. It's acknowledging that, but choosing not allowing that, choosing not to let it be the ruling energy, not allowing it to be your focus, not allowing it to overshadow everything that you do, pretty much. While it's difficult at the moment, you know, you'll get to a point where you realize, especially I think this month, that it's a choice, you know, whether you choose to suffer in this situation or move on. Okay. So in regards to your external influences then, the Mother of Cups in reverse, Queen of Cups, you have the King of Pentacles. So you could be dealing with an earth sign, as I said, possibly a Taurus there. or a Virgo or Capricorn. And you also have the Tower, Scorpio energy could be relevant, especially with that Mother of Cups. It could be a Scorpio that you're dealing with. Regardless, I feel like this person is going to be a bit of an emotional mess, because when they were with you, they saw themselves as the King of Pentacles. And bearing in mind, this has got nothing to do with gender. This is about energy, you know. They were very much in their divine masculine when they were with you. So whoever was in the divine masculine is now feeling, you know, the divine feminine getting broken, pretty much. And it's not that the divine feminine is broken, but it's out of balance, right? It took a hit when this situation came to an end or comes to an end. This person will take a hit, and it's their divine feminine aspects, particularly when it comes to their emotional body, is going to take a huge hit. Because when they were with you, they felt very abundant. They felt King of Pentacles, right? That they had everything they needed in life down. You know, that they were building a future, possibly. Or perhaps you felt like this, whichever one of you, right? But now that this situation has come to an end, possibly quite suddenly as well, there is a lot of emotion coming out to the point where it's just messy and chaotic and pouring out, and to the point where possibly this person is crying until they can't cry anymore, right? So not the easiest energy to deal with, but it's just going to take a bit of time really to get past that. Okay, so in regards to your hopes then, the Page of Pentacles in reverse, you have the King of Swords, so air energy, your energy, as well as Gemini and Aquarius. And you also have the Sun in reverse, Leo energy. So yeah, it's like, I don't want to start from scratch, right? I've been through a lot. I've learned a lot through my experience. You know, I'm in this position. You know, I got to this position, this energy that I'm in, through my experiences, through all these lessons I had to learn the hard way, right? So I really don't like the idea of the only way I can accomplish any sense of happiness is constantly starting over from scratch, you know? I want to be able to, you know, at least use the skills and the awareness and intuition and insight, you know, that I have to then build elsewhere, but from, you know, a basis I already have, rather than having to start all over again, right? Yeah. So I think there's a little bit of like not wanting to have to pack up your whole life and build from scratch, but rather just go somewhere where you can kind of, yeah, it'll be a new environment or some kind of significant change on that level, but you know, you're not having to start completely over from scratch, right? And then with regards to your fears, the Death card in reverse, you've got the Page of Wands and you've got the Hermit in reverse, of Virgo energy. Could be dealing with a Virgo. Regardless, it's like you're afraid that when you pick up, you know, from where you left off, start over again elsewhere in some capacity, you know, when you start trying to create again, try and manifest certain changes, that I feel like you're afraid that you're going to do things in the wrong way. That's what I'm getting, like, oh, I'm going to make some bad decisions that, you know, I'm not going to really think it through, and, you know, it's just going to be messy. Like, there's this fear that, you know, there's like history repeating in some way, especially with that Death card in reverse. There's some fear that history is going to repeat itself, that I'll start again with all the optimism, feeling like I've got things in my stride, but then I'm making the same mistakes, finding myself in the same situations, same kind of connections, same struggles, and not being any closer to where I'm trying to go, right? There's a bit of fear surrounding that, I feel. And then finally, as a potential outcome, clarifying the Knight of Cups here, you have the Six of Wands again. Awesome. And you have the Nine of Wands. So you have 6, 9, 3. Who else had this? Someone else had this in their reading. Like this exact combination here. Can't remember who it was. May have been Scorpio. Could have been Scorpio. So you might be dealing with Scorpio for some of you, like strong Scorpio vibes. But either way, I feel like with this, it's like saying, listen, yeah, it's not easy when you're going through these circumstances. You're going to be a bit tender in places, you know, because emotionally it's a bit of an upheaval, especially if you're the one that's in, you know, this Mother of Cups in reverse energy here. This is you going on with the Tower and all the rest of it. Yeah, you're going to be a bit tender. You're going to be, you know, a little bit uneasy because you've been through a lot. You've had a lot to go through emotionally. Even if not, you know, there's still the prospect of having to uproot your life and, you know, lay foundations elsewhere and seek like new opportunities or whatever. It's a big deal, you know, and it's draining. So I understand that you're going to be a bit like, you know, tired, you know, from all the work you've already put in. But understand that wherever your will is aligned to, whatever your will is aligned to, and you put your attention, your time, and energy into, you will be successful, right? You will accomplish it. There's always going to be bumps and blips in the road. And while, you know, things might be great for a time and then things might go wrong or things might not, you know, stay consistent, that's just life, you know. Things are always fluctuating and changing. So rather than worrying about what's going to happen in the long term, just focus on what you can do right now, right? Being more present with the situation and thinking about how you can take these new steps closer towards your goal. So Libra, I hope that helped. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you found it useful, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And don't forget to hit the notifications bell so you're alerted as to when new readings come up for you. But otherwise, I really hope that this helps. I really send you a lot of love and, you know, support through this process. I know it's not easy, you know, uprooting your whole life and starting again in some capacity. But you've got this, okay? With the Six of Wands coming up twice, it just reaffirms that, listen, you've got this down, okay? You can do this. Whatever you set your mind to, you'll be oh my gosh, I can't speak anymore. My mind's just like, with this heat, it's so hot. Whatever you set your mind to, you will be successful, okay? That's what you need to know. So no need to fret, okay? So I will speak to you guys soon. Sending you lots of love. Have a great July and look out for your shadow work reading.